Hey everybody, welcome to the Art of Comics. I'm going to do another comic spotlight here and talk to you guys about somebody that I'm a big fan of. J.M. DeMatteis and Kent Williams. DeMatteis, did a lot of DC Comics, a lot of Justice League. He worked a lot with Keith Giffen, big fan of his work. He's done serious stuff too, of course, like Moonshadow and other things. Kent Williams is an artist. He is he's like a fine artist. He's one of these guys that bridge that commercial illustration type work with the fine art world. I've met Kim a couple times at Comic-Con in San Diego. And if you look at his booth, it's art. It's like fine art work, illustration stuff. It's not that much comics, but every now and then he'll do some comics. Great series called Wolverine Havoc Meltdown, which we must talk about here. So I need to go look for that so we can talk about it. But here's an issue of a comic. This is issue 3. I got this in like a quarter bin. Volume 4 of the series. And I have the other one somewhere, but it's called Blood, a Tale. And I just want to go over a little bit and just share with you what I thought was kind of a fun little book. And you finding stuff like this in a quarter bin is awesome. Epic Comics produced this. Now remember, Epic Comics, I think originally they were doing those magazines, like Epic illustrated fantasy magazines, kind of more adult-oriented stuff. This is like Marvel's arm. I thought it originally was like Marvel's like UK publishing arm. Correct me if I'm wrong. Comment below if I screwed that up. But I think they were more kind of UK-based, publishing mature type titles, and a lot of these creators kind of went to Epic, or rather published their works through this line. People like Frank Miller and Bill Sienkiewicz with Electro Assassin, and a bunch of other books. So these are a little bit more mature. Let's just start off with the cover. This, of course, looks brilliant. This is a painting. You're gonna see stuff like this that reminds you of like Dave McKean. So it does have kind of a Dave McKean kind of vibe to it. I dig it. I dig it. So let's check these out. I would love to know what the originals were for all these, like what size he was using. I'm assuming it's probably going to be varied and different, but it would be a lot of fun to kind of know what he did and how he did this. So here's like a nice little like painting, watercolor and acrylics he did, and it's just kind of a fun, and then it kind of switches over into this like script form with these little sketches. And let me zoom out. I feel like I'm a little bit too close for you guys to see this good. There you go. Okay. They just don't make comics like these that much nowadays, You can find them, but it's not as popular or common. I love painting. I love the process of it. I love to look at it. It takes a lot more effort and work. That's probably why I love it. But, so when I see stuff like this, I get excited. And this is classic Kent Williams. This is kind of the way he draws, paints. I love these kind of panels too. This is a lot of fun, this page where you have like what is this, 5x7, so 35 panels here. And I like it when they kind of come together and make an image like that. It's a lot of fun. But he's using a lot of different mediums, right? Watercolor here. He's got kind of a pencil sketch here, different ink washes. And this looks like a zoomed up picture, actually. I have a feeling the original wasn't this big. I'm just guessing, but that's what it looks like. So I can't tell when I read this, because I just got this literally from like a quarter bin. I didn't have the other ones. I couldn't tell if this was like a vampire story or it's some sort of a supernatural death type of story, but I couldn't figure it out. It's very poetic, a lot of poetry in here. It was pretty, beautiful imagery, but I probably should read it all. But look at this stuff. This is just great. Love this. I mean, this is that time of Sienkiewicz was big. This is like what year was this? 80, yeah, 87. This is like after Watchmen, after Dark Knight Returns, where publishers were like, okay, let's make these into like proper stories with proper art. And illustrators like Kent Williams were able to do work that they were excited about. You know? A lot of pro white acrylic paint in here. It's a lot of fun. It also reminds me of, heavy metal. You'd see a lot of this kind of stuff in heavy metal, this type of art and storytelling. And I think, that we have to give them some credit at heavy metal for what they were trying to do back in the 70s and the 80s, and how it influenced these guys. So these look like individual boards, individual like pieces of art that were glued onto a board. This is a lot of fun too. I really like all these like studies. This pregnant woman. He does a great job of, really developing parts of the body that are important and then really laying out the rest in kind of a sketch format. And it's kind of, you see that in certain people's style, and I really like that. It's kind of a fun, neat thing. There's a lot of splatter here, and the lettering is interesting too. It looks like he is doing the lettering on the board, on the paper. I could be wrong, but I would be surprised if it wasn't. Yeah, just really, really great stuff. I'm a big fan of his work. I would definitely say seek it out. And if this is collected, again, it's called Blood a Tale. If it's collected, I would definitely do it. See, and this is just like literally a sketch from, an anatomy drawing class. Just this little pencil like gesture that he kind of pulled out. And then here we've got a much more detailed rendered piece. So a lot of fun, a lot of airbrush too in here. A lot of this is all airbrushed. Some great contour lines. Then we go back to this kind of a script. There you go. Just a quick little read. This Archie Goodwin. Man, he did great stuff. Archie Goodwin was the editor-in-chief of this. Yeah. Big fan of Kent Williams. We're going to talk more about him and DeMatteis as we go through. So thanks a lot for watching. Quick little video. Hope you all are doing well during this crazy time. Be safe out there and take care. Bye, guys.